Hisham El Amrani, 2026 World Cup CEO, welcome to Beyond the Game. I've got to ask you, you've failed in 4 previous bids for the World Cup. What makes you think the 5th time is going to be any different? How confident are you of landing the World Cup in 8 years' time?
Well, we are very confident because we're putting a technical bid and a qualitative bid that highlights the progress that the Kingdom of Morocco has implemented throughout the last years. So for us, this bid is different from the others because we do have long-term visions and development plans put in place by the Kingdom itself. But hosting the World Cup, as you know, bidding for the 5th time, represents for us not only a good opportunity to boost the development of the country, but also it represents such an honor for the Moroccan population because we're just happy to welcome people from around the world and celebrate what for us is not a sport only or a game, but beyond that it's a way of life.
Is the 2026 World Cup something Moroccans want? Is it something they even need?
They don't need in terms of that, but they are dying to get it because it's a dream for us, because of the passion that we have, and also because it's in our DNA as hospitable people to welcome people from around the world. It will allow us also to put a spotlight on our country, helping us to give the better of ourselves and prove what we're capable of.
What sets your bid apart from the USA, Mexico and Canada?
I will not talk vis-a-vis the North American bid because first, in terms of neutrality, it won't be proper to comment good or bad about what the North Americans are doing. I can only wish them the best of luck. But talking about our own bid, I think this World Cup is a tremendous opportunity because first, we're focusing and thinking about the critical actors that make the World Cup. Number one, the players. And why the players? Because we believe by offering our nation in terms of geographical positioning, but also in terms of the compact nature of Morocco, that will allow easy traveling, that will allow more rest time, and therefore hopefully better quality of play. But most importantly as well, what our position will allow us in relation to all the teams that will be present also to be a profitable World Cup. Which is important to FIFA, and we understand that because FIFA has to fulfill as well its statutory obligations. But we believe that being in the same time zone as the European and African continent and also quite close to the Middle East, it will allow, with the new format of the competition that has now 80 games in still 32 days of competition, it will allow a vast majority of fans to watch 4 games out of 4 that we'll have to implement from the start to the World Cup all the way to the quarterfinals. That, of course, in addition to the fact that we are a welcoming country, a hospitable country, as part of our own identity. We're not only Africans, we're Arabs, we're Berbers, we have the influence of Europe, we have different communities that have been living in our countries for centuries that highlights also the political stability that we have. So we want to celebrate the best of football, to celebrate the game itself, and that's why we think that our offering will be ideal to host a World Cup in 2026.
The national team is doing so well at the moment. They're going to the World Cup for the first time in 20 years. Great run for the youngsters in the African Nations Championship as well. Surely you must think that this is advantageous to your bid for the 2026 World Cup.
First of all, I don't think it hurts, that's for sure. The fact that we qualified after 20 years highlights the efforts that Morocco has been doing, not only in terms of infrastructural development, but in terms of player development, in terms of football strategy, policy, focusing on the youth, focusing on the local base players as well, and that's why we're doing well as well at the African Nations Championship. So where it helps is that it puts the mood of the general population at a fantastic level, because people are excited not only to know that they will have at least 3 games of the national team at the World Cup, but also in addition to that, looking forward to being able to host the tournament.
Hisham El Amrani, thank you so much for talking to Beyond the Game.
Thank you very much.